Okay, I'm told that I should start. And again, I'll remind you there are handouts in the back. One side is the cool side, the other side is the dork side. If you don't know which is which, then that's one. Okay, so there are some QR code badges in the back. And again, if you take those and wear them around and someone scans them, they might be embarrassing, but I'm not going to tell you what's on them. I haven't done this presentation in front of anyone yet. I'm filming myself do it, so I'll know never to do it again. And this is also, so I have proof that I was here, so that they'll reimburse me for the $800 it took to fill my tank. So if anyone's on Twitter, don't go, well, our presenter's here. She's a beautiful 9-foot tall Hawaiian woman with blue hair, because clearly I'm a brunette. Besides, don't say Hawaiian because I'll have to show 9 birth certificates just to stand there. Yeah, okay. That's the joke portion of the show. All right, so anyway, we're going to talk about QR codes, and hopefully you have at least some idea of what they are. If not, at the end, you'll still be about at the same level, but it'll be unrelated. Thank you very much. Okay, so I have notes. I can remember reading my notes. So this is like one of those jokes I was telling earlier that when I wrote it back in February was hilarious. Right now it's not so much. Unless I remember to bring tequila for everybody, then it's hilarious all over again. Okay, so this is the real presentation. And QR codes are basically two-dimensional barcodes. Anyone can make them. They're public domain. There are lots of QR code generators out there. You download the application to your phone. Hopefully I'll remember to cover all this again later. If you're not crazy about QR codes, you just sit there quietly. Later on in the show, I'll play some music. Maybe there's someone here in the audience that you might want to hook up with. Think about them. Get up your nerve. When the music plays, ask them to dance. It's fine with me. If I can't get you interested in QR codes, maybe we can make a love connection. All right, so mobile content for mobile users. One of the places where libraries are heading is to attract mobile users, trying to make things easier for them to access. A lot of librarians are not crazy about this. How do you get statistics from mobile users? How do you know who's visiting? How do you know where they're coming from? All the old ways of counting statistics are going to be harder. So we'll look at maybe a way we can count statistics later using QR codes. I'm going to try to discuss the slides that appear. Hopefully I'll remember my notes. That's where the jokes are. And I learned about QR codes last year without even having a smartphone. I did it all just by looking online, and I downloaded a piece of software that ran through my webcam, and I was able to scan QR codes through my webcam just to see what they did. I also went onto all the generators online I could find, generated codes, played around with them, tried to see what works, what didn't work. And at the end, what I found recently was a really cool Japanese website that makes custom vanity QR codes. And maybe we'll look at a way to customize a QR code so that it looks cooler than a basic black and white box. We'll also do a little quiz in the middle, talk about QR codes. If my jokes are funny, great. If they're not, my name is Bill. All right, so this is my original proposal. People don't realize that when you do this stuff, you have to actually do it a year in advance. This is from June. Actually, I think I even sent something earlier than this. But this is my proposal. Input content, copy the image, test the code, a 1-minute presentation. That's all I could think of back then, and that's pretty much how it works. A lot of this stuff we'll talk about is just some rules that you might want to keep in mind when you're putting QR codes out to the public, and maybe what some other libraries are doing. And yes, that's what counts for qualifications these days. You send an email to somebody, and if no one else sends an email, they pick you. Last year when I came here, I was surprised. I sat in the audience for a Twitter panel discussion, And I thought, oh, I've been using Twitter for like since 2007. I go, I know a lot of this stuff, and I felt goofy that I didn't submit a proposal. You know, because a lot of people have a lot of information, you know, a lot of people know cool stuff, and they want to share their cool stuff with people. And so that's why I just said the thing about QR codes. If nobody else does anything, I can do something. And sometimes that's, you know, all it takes is just volunteering. If I have any other qualifications as far as the Twitter thing goes, last year again, the thing that I was grumpy about was, oh, I'm a Twitter expert. I was just in USA Today, which I was. I sent something, they did an article on what would Shakespeare tweet, and I sent a little thing, and they put my name in there, and I felt cool. I felt like, oh, I'm an expert now for like a day. And like everyone else, I have a fake internet identity, and again, not a big deal, and I probably shouldn't even say this, but last year, remember we had Marilyn Johnson here, she had her book, This Book is Overdue. Well, I mentioned in her book, my fake identity. If that means anything, which it shouldn't. Don't go flipping through your Kindle version to see who I am, yell at my name. Okay, what you'll see today is about 80 slides, only 5 matter. I'm not saying which ones, so don't leave it in the middle of the And I can absolutely guarantee you that although I've been working on this since February, it will seem like I just did it last night. And at some point in the show, a clip art zombie will battle a unicorn. And what you will say today. So we'll talk about barcodes and libraries using them, and I'll tell you what I think are some best practices for what we should do with QR codes. Okay, first of all, a QR code is a quick response code. It's something you scan, it brings back information. Here's a book, an actual book. Most libraries have this. You look down here, you have, here's your QR code, here's your barcode. Your standard barcode is a one-dimensional barcode. You know, it scans across. You know, if the barcode is damaged, it's damaged anywhere along here, as long as you can get that red line that goes across, it scans. For statistics, there are, you know, a QR code can store 4,464 alphanumeric characters. I don't even know what that means. It just means a lot. You know, libraries use code-a-bar barcodes. It used to be in the old days, you'd plug your barcode scanner in, you'd pull open some book and go through like 20 pages of programming in the scanner. Now everything's plug and play. So QR codes are basically a plug and play tool that was developed 20 years ago. So, regular barcode scans across, QR code scans both directions, stores a lot more data. This is not one of the 5 important slides. If you took notes, I apologize. Libraries are using this. Is that my computer? No. Libraries are using these